one, only one, only one. Only one, only one, only one. Patience. I'm running out of patience. There's gotta be somebody who can save me. Gotta be someone who feels the same. Cause I've been all by myself, got nobody else to help ease my mind. I feel so lonely, so lonely. Can't be the only one. No, I can't be the only one.
Hello guys, welcome back to Being Mrs. Fraser. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. We have a lot to get done today, and so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Obviously I am mowing the front yard. Now I'm gonna be honest, this is about the only part of the yard that I am willing to mow because your girl is terrified of snakes, and for whatever reason I moved to a state that has a lot of them. So I typically will stay in the front yard. Now I have seen a snake appear a time or two. It is generally like a yellow rat snake that I have seen, but I know that we have others, and so I just try to stay away from those areas of the yard. I also figured I could get a few steps in by mowing the front, and the sun feels so nice and warm. I will say though, considering that we live in Florida, we do have to mow early, although I know the rest of the United States is warming up now. It's officially July, so I know back home they've hit 100 degrees already, which is mind-blowing considering, you know, that was in June, and that's like almost unheard of. So anyway, we're just gonna go get to mowing here. I don't know, you guys have to let me know if you guys mow, or if you guys mowed when you were younger. When I was younger, my mom always made sure that I mowed one way one week, and then the next week I mowed the opposite direction. So if I mowed vertically, then I was gonna mow horizontally the next time, because I guess it makes a pattern in your yard, and then that way too your grass grows a certain way. I don't even know the logistics of it, but I'm gonna be honest, our yard down here, our yard is rough down here. Florida grass is not soft and plush like Midwest grass. It is just, it's not comfortable to walk in. Besides that, we have the people that got here, or that owned our house before us, didn't take care of the yard that well, and so we have a lot of weed issues, and we've been trying to work on that. You know, we've been fertilizing and doing all the things, but you don't want to put too much, you know, poison or anything out like that out on your yard down here. And then also, you know, we've done a lot of what we can without even hiring somebody, because hiring somebody is so expensive. But also it's rain season now, so the yard is finally filling back in from, you know, dying off over the winter time. So I love it. I love just a fresh green yard. It's so pretty. But I've been seeing a lot of yards doing like I've seen clover yards and some other floral yards, or just yards with like a bunch of flowers and bushes and all those things in it, and I really like that. I think it's so pretty. I love all the florals and stuff that we plant. Our dirt though is like sand, and so a lot of things do not like to grow down here. A lot of the flowers and stuff that I'm used to up north don't grow down here, and so it's been quite interesting trying to find Florida native plants to add to our gardens. So up next, moving right along here, we're tackling these towels. Now typically my kids will fold the towels. It's kind of part of whoever's chore week it is that they will wash and fold the towels. However, like I told you guys in previous videos, my older two kiddos have been very busy still with school stuff, and then my oldest works, and actually my second oldest, I can update you guys now, she officially has her first job. So we are so excited and so proud of her for finally getting a job. It was oh man, it was so hard. I mean, I swear she applied at over 100 places. She had multiple interviews, and even though people were saying they're hiring, like, she was just struggling. But it could be, you know, we live in a community with a lot of teenagers and a lot of people in general, and so, you know, I'm sure she was fighting amongst everybody else trying to find a summer job as well. So anyway, she's super excited to have a job now because that means that she can get her license, which means we will have another driver in the house, which that's a little bit scary as well, but just as exciting. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and fold these towels for her and get them put away.
I don't believe you, no, no. I don't believe you, no. I don't believe you, no.
I don't know if you guys have had a chance yet or not. I did upload my 4th of July party ideas video. If you're looking for just fun snacks or kid-friendly snacks or even adult-friendly snack foods for your 4th of July party, definitely check that one out. If you're looking for a deep cleaning kitchen motivation, I also just posted that video. Like, I think I posted that last Wednesday, and then I also posted a grocery haul, which is where all of this next portion is coming from. So I get a lot of questions on how we do our meat when I buy it in bulk like this, and so I just thought it would be interesting for me to share that with you. So this is a 10-pound roll that I usually buy it in from BJ's, and so I just break it down into, it's about 2 1/4 or so. There's no exact science to it, but I basically break down the 10-pound tube into 4s, and then I will put them in a freezer bag, kind of pat them down a little bit because they thaw out better when they're flattened like that as opposed to staying in a roll, and then we'll put them in the freezer. They also stack a lot nicer when they're like that, so that makes it a little bit helpful. Sometimes I'll also break down the chicken. So when we buy our chicken, 9 times out of 10, I cook the entire package for our meal. But sometimes when I'm doing like a crock pot friendly meal, like chicken tacos or barbecue chicken or something like that, I will break down that chicken into like half, or the package down into half, and we'll use, usually there's about 4 breasts or so per package, and so I'll break it down so we're using about 2.5 breasts per meal when it comes to the more crock pot meals like that. So also next up, we are going to be soaking this fruit. If you saw my 4th of July video, you saw that we already used this fruit. I did kind of pre-film things as I was going. So also don't you worry, as you saw, I did wipe down the counter. I used the Clorox that if you let it sit, it will kill off any bacteria. So you guys it's kind of hard to film a 10 minutes video without me doing anything in the cleaning spray just sitting there doing its job, so you don't really get to see that, but I did let it sit there. I did let it soak and kind of kill off everything that the meat had on the counter, and then I'm going to go ahead and let those berries soak as well. So I did 4 cups of water to 1 cup of vinegar, just white vinegar. You could also use apple cider vinegar, but that will help kill off any like insects that are in your fruit. It also will help make your fruit last a little bit longer. We do put it in the fridge, but then it'll help last longer because y'all know berries just don't seem to last very long at all. But considering the fact that you eat their outer skin, you definitely want to clean those off. You never know what kind of things or whatever are on those berries. So I am also going to cut up this cantaloupe. You guys will have to let me know, do you guys like cantaloupe? I love cantaloupe, but nobody else in my family does. It's been a real struggle for me to eat this entire cantaloupe, I'm not gonna lie. But you guys, I used to eat this like crazy when I was little, and my mom used to call it muskmelon. So I don't really know what the difference is between an actual muskmelon and cantaloupe. I don't know, you guys, if you guys know the difference, let me know, because I'm kind of curious if there is an actual difference or if like there's just multiple names for it. I know, other things, people call one thing and others call it another. So I didn't know if that was the case with this, or if there's actually a muskmelon and a cantaloupe fruit, if they're actually different. But y'all, this cantaloupe, I got it at the farmer's market with my dad. So I shared that video with you going to the farmer's market, and I just shared it as a short, but that was so much fun. I loved going with my dad. I love to spend as much time with him as I possibly can. It's kind of hard though, with 4 kiddos and then him doing his thing, but we get our time in, and going to the farmer's market was a lot of fun, and just getting all this fresh produce. But I'll tell you what, this cantaloupe had my car stinking so bad. Just in the I don't even know, it's probably 20 minutes or so, I think, from my dad's house, the fairgrounds are. And so and then we also went and got honey, which probably added another like maybe 10 minutes onto the car ride. Oh my goodness, it was a mess. But then I brought it in the house, y'all. It was it was so bad. My kids, my older 2, came home from school from school and work, and they were like, "What is that smell? Why does it smell like that in here?" And I'm like, "It's the cantaloupe. I'm so sorry." It was so funny, but man, for as good as that tastes, they sure do stink. But anyway, it's been about 10 minutes. I wanted to show you guys this. You see all that yucky stuff? Okay, so ignore the fact that my bowl is stained. It stains, but you can still see kind of the dirt particles down in there and how gross and grimy that is. So once it soaks, and you want to definitely make sure you're rinsing all your berries and that off. So, and don't worry, it doesn't taste like vinegar. You can barely even smell the vinegar because it is diluted with the water. And then I like to use cold water while doing this, so that way it doesn't break down the berries. Also, you guys, these raspberries, I could not stop eating them. They were so good. They were some of the best raspberries, and I just got them at Walmart because they're not in stock right now, or they're not in season right now for my farmer's market to have them. But they were some of the best. And even these strawberries, which the strawberries came from BJ's, but I don't know, the strawberries and the raspberries this go around were just absolutely delicious. As you can see, I keep handing them off to one of my kiddos is back there in the background, just like taking all the fruit. I'm like, you have to try this. And so I just kept handing them fruit. So you'll see her in a minute though, because she's going to come in and give me a kiss because we're getting ready to leave. But this fruit was just absolutely delicious. So anyway, if you ever get berries, definitely make sure you're soaking them in the vinegar water mixture. Like I said, it'll help make them last longer, but it also just kind of gets all So since this is going up before the 4th of July, I have to know, what are your plans for my American friends? What do you guys got going on for the 4th? Our town or area does like, they have a downtown area that does like a big kind of festival party where they have a ton of food trucks. They have bands playing, like cover bands playing. They do like face painting. They have water slides for the kids, like the big blow up water slides for kids, and all the things. And it's a lot of fun. However, you guys, we have like something brewing right now in the tropics, and it is causing us to have a lot of rain. We have just, I think yesterday it didn't rain at all. But there is so much rain on the forecast. I think we're supposed to get like up to 6 inches or so of rain for the 4th of July. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. I really hope that it holds off because we love watching the fireworks and whatnot. So typically for the 4th, there is a huge like firework display up on Daytona Beach, like up off the pier. But we usually stay in our town and watch the fireworks at our little city, like the downtown area. And so I had to try the watermelon too, you guys. Watch me do this. You guys are getting like a mukbang. I am eating all the fruit. You guys, I don't even like watermelon, but this watermelon, I picked this guy out. I was so proud of myself because it tasted so good. However, I was really struggle busing cutting up watermelon. I do not get watermelon very often because I don't like it, and I hate to see fruit and stuff go to waste. And so but my kids, this watermelon was really good, and my kids have been eating the heck out of it. So, but anyway, we, going back to what I was saying, our little town festival, they have, fireworks at the end of the night. And so we'll go and watch that. And it is just absolutely beautiful because it's kind of over like a little, man-made lake that we have. And so, the fireworks just kind of sparkle in reflection of that, and I don't know, it's just absolutely beautiful and I love it. So I love fireworks. I remember being a little girl and just not liking fireworks at all. Like I was just terrified of them, and I don't know if it's like in relation to storms because I don't like storms. So I, even as an adult, I am almost 40 years old, you guys. I actually just turned 39 a few weeks ago, and I do not like storms, like big, loud thunder, lightning storms, and we get that like almost every afternoon here in Florida. So your girl is not a fan. And then I moved to a state that has more severe storms than what I've already grew up with. And anyway, so I don't know if the fireworks and the storms like are in relation, but as an adult, I love fireworks. I just love them. They're absolutely beautiful. The crackling and the boom of them is just majestic. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I just love them. So y'all have to let me know what you guys have planned for your 4th of July. You know, our little town celebration doesn't start until later on, and so we might end up at the beach depending on the weather, if the rain can hold off. Now I feel like they call for rain almost every 4th of July, and 9 times out of 10 I don't think it has done so, but you just never know. I know back home it seemed like it always rained after the 4th of July, and I feel like it was just the atmosphere, you know, realizing that it needed to wash away all the smoke from the fireworks. I don't know, because it seems down here in Florida, in our area anyway, there's a few people in our neighborhood that will shoot off fireworks, but back home it was like everybody, and the neighborhoods would get so smoky it's almost like hard to breathe. But down here, like I said, it's just a very few handful of people. Most often it seems people kind of leave it to the professionals down here. So I don't know. My husband though has never been big on buying fireworks. I've really never been big on fireworks because I didn't grow up buying fireworks. My mom was very, very, very scared of fireworks because as a little girl she watched her house burn down. Not that it was in relation to fireworks, but anything that could potentially cause the house to burn, she was scared to do. So even like candles or anything like that, we never had those when I was younger. I mean, she kept a candle in like case of an emergency if the electricity went out. But honestly, as a child, I never remember losing electricity. Not like we have now. I mean, even actually, honestly, back home, even even as an adult, I don't really remember losing electricity. I can only remember losing it one time as a child when Nebraska or the Midwest really had that really severe October storm where, you know, there were still leaves and everything on the trees, and a huge, like, it rained and caused like 2 or 3 or 4 inches of ice, and then it snowed. Like, it just dumped snow on us. Like, Halloween was canceled that year. People were without electricity for weeks. It was a crazy thing. Like, I remember, I wish I knew where the pictures were. My mom was standing on one point of our yard and looking at the pictures. If the houses were not in the back, you could barely see the houses in the back, but if it weren't for those houses, you wouldn't even know where in her yard she was standing, because it was just completely covered in limbs and snow, and it was just a wild situation. I will never forget that. My dad did a lot of the cleanup crew on that storm, grinding the trees and stuff. It was just a crazy storm situation. But that's the only time I really remember losing electricity as a child. But down here, obviously, we have lost it with a couple hurricanes. And then honestly, just some of the random storms that we have got, just, you know, the afternoon storms, we've lost electricity over that as well. So, not often, thankfully, but it does happen. And I think a lot of that is based off of all the rain we get. Like, I know when Hurricane, Ian came through, we lost, power for a few days. Thankfully, we do have a generator. It's not a whole house generator, but it's enough to run like the microwave, stove, the fridge, you know, the fridge and the freezer, are all okay. We wanted to make sure when we moved here that we did have that, you know, because you don't want to lose all your stuff in your fridge and your freezer. So we just made sure during hurricane season that we have plenty of gas. And we also, you know, I don't know if this is taboo or not, but I was always taught to make sure that your freezers stay full, because it's less work on keeping it cold. And so we always make sure that our freezer is fuller. Also, you know, so that way too, if you do lose electricity, all those things are frozen in there, helping keeping that cold. It's kind of like a cooler situation when you know, before you put anything into a cooler, you want to cool it down for overnight or something like that. You know, you dump a lot of ice in it, keep it in there overnight, and then the next day when you're ready, you dump out that ice, repack it with all your cold stuff, and then put more ice in there, and it'll keep your items colder longer because you pre-cooled it down, if you will. So anyway, I am rambling here. I hope y'all don't mind. I know a lot of you, like, I ask you guys that a lot. I feel like, and you guys always tell me that it's okay that I ramble, so I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys don't mind me rambling off on tangents or anything like that, or just talking in general. So I truly appreciate y'all. You guys are seriously so amazing. I appreciate all your comments that you guys have been leaving me, chit-chatting in the comments. I'm glad y'all are learning stuff from me as well, or coming along on adventures with me or journeys, especially like with the bread machine journey. I have been having so much fun with that, and I have another video that will be coming out soon for more bread machine recipes. I also have I'm bringing you guys along and cooking meals with me, like realistic meals that I cook for my family. That'll be a video coming out soon. And then we have some more cleaning motivation coming, just all the videos. I truly love sharing content with you guys. I really have recently felt like this spark, the spark that I initially felt when I first started YouTube, and I've started to feel that spark again, and I have really just enjoyed it so much. And it's all because of you guys, for your encouraging words, your prayers, everything just all falls into that. And I truly appreciate every single one of you that watches my videos, that likes my videos, that shares my videos, all the comments. I just truly appreciate every single one of them, because I really feel like that has really helped drive my spark again. And then also just finding videos that or content that I enjoy making for you guys too. I think before I was starting to like make myself film content and make things happen, or not necessarily make things happen, but I don't know. I just kind of lost my way, and I feel like I am finding my way again, and I don't know. It feels really good, and I truly just appreciate every single one of you coming along on this journey with me. So yeah. I don't know. You guys have no idea. Every little comment just makes my day. Every time I get the little notification on my phone that somebody has commented, I am like immediately clicking on it if I can and responding, because you guys, it really does. It really truly makes my day. So I appreciate that. Watching this laundry here, me doing laundry, I have a question for you guys. I am in the process of kind of changing over things and making them more simple, homemade things, such as for the laundry, I have been making my own like scent booster. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing that. I could make that for you or share that with you in a video. If you guys would like a recipe like that. I don't know if you guys are interested in things like that. I am actually going to be making my own soap too. I am so excited. I've been looking for a new like craft thing to do, and so I'm gonna make soap. And if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I can share that with you too. I don't know. I love doing crafts, arts and crafts. Like, I've always been an artsy, crafty person, and I have kind of stepped away from that for so long when we moved here, because I don't really have the space to store everything, and so it's gonna be kind of fun to get back into that. But anyway, guys, we're moving on now. We're gonna start dinner here. I'm trying to just kind of I guess it's kind of sharing real life here as far as like doing things, and I'm kind of, two birds with one stone. So I'm going to go ahead and prep dinner here. I am making meatball subs. So of course, I shared that with you guys that I made hoagie rolls, and so I am making them again. They are so good, you guys, and so easy. I love that I can put these ingredients into the bread machine, and it does the hard part for me. It just makes life so much simpler. But anyway, while I get that all into the bread machine, we're going to let that do its thing. It takes about an hour and a half for the cycle to complete. And that is, kneading the dough and then letting it rise as well. And so while that is in the machine, I'm going to go ahead and put some meatballs in the crock pot with a little bit of marinara. And then I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning, basically just getting the bedroom put back together. I really needed to clean up my bedroom on this day, but my sheets needed washed more than doing the entire room. And sometimes that happens. This day particularly kind of got away from me. My second oldest started her first job, and then we needed to go create a bank account for her and do all those things so she could get direct deposit. The bank was just like crazy busy, and then we started getting storms, and it was a whole day. It was so busy. I don't even know. Her job also is like a good 30 minutes away. So me driving there and then driving home and then driving back to get her and driving home again. And like I said, we sat at the bank for like almost 2 hours, like an hour and a half or so, waiting to create her account, because for whatever reason, the bank was just really, really busy that day. And so time just really got away from me on this day. And so I did as much as I could. I will be coming back though with you guys and sharing the rest of the bedroom clean, because of course the bedroom needed to be cleaned. But I got as much done as I could in this day, and that was literally getting fresh linens on the bed. So I washed the linens, I got the bed made, and that's what I did. it as far as the bedroom goes. I will say though, I definitely needed to shampoo the rug, which now I have done so, which you guys will be seeing that in a video coming up shortly. But yeah, so sometimes you just gotta do whatever you can, and if you have a few minutes to clean something, definitely get it cleaned up. So, and sometimes that's just the way life is. And you know, if something's really needing to be done, I do take those few minutes, and instead of, you know, sitting on my phone and scrolling, or whatever, I try to fit something else in. And that's kind of what this video has kind of been all about. It's just been trying to get everything done that needed to be done. Nothing in particular order, no set routine on things. Just tackling projects that I haven't been able, not even projects, I mean, I don't know, can you consider cutting up fruit and cleaning fruit a project? I don't know, but just getting things done, tackling the things that needed to be done, tackling my to-do list, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, so sometimes that's what it takes, you know, when you're busy, life gets busy. Like I said, I know for us, life is crazy busy right now. With our oldest, I mean, even continuing with them going to do school functions and all that, and now having another working kiddo in the house. Yeah, life is just busy. So I know it'll slow down someday, and I will be sad when they're all gone and life is no longer as busy as it is. So I'm going to enjoy it now and just do what I can. But anyway, we're back in the kitchen to finish up these sub rolls. So everything has gone through in the, or hoagie rolls. What do you call them? Do you call them hoagies or do you call them subs? I say hoagies so everybody understands what I'm talking about, but in reality, when I am talking at home, they're subs. They're sub rolls. That I don't know. That's just what I call them. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get them finished made. Like I said, these are so easy. If you have the bread machine, you literally just dump all the ingredients, which I absolutely love that I can do that. And then you just kind of halfway flatten it out, roll it up, and sit it on the cookie sheet to let it rise again. And bake them. It's literally that easy, and they are so much better than store-bought sub rolls. I kid you not. Like these, not to toot my own horn, but these are definitely restaurant quality. Even my husband and my kids absolutely love these rolls. So I don't know. I'm so thankful that I have my bread machine. I'm so thankful I found this recipe. And I am so thankful that it is so easy to recreate these meals because, you know, I don't know. I've just really been enjoying making things from scratch for my family, knowing what ingredients are in what we're eating. Even though sometimes I still do make shortcuts, just like, the meatballs, those were definitely shortcuts. Now, someday I will make my own meatball. I have never done that before, but someday I will. And so, but for now, for today's dinner, or this night's dinner, I just, yeah, we used a frozen meatballs and a jar of Rouse, or however you say it, marinara sauce. So also, you guys, I'm so excited too. Okay, so last time you guys saw me making these rolls, I just used a knife and it kind of left like a jagged cut line in them. And so I finally found a bread. Okay, so I call it a bread lame because it's Lame. But I heard a girl say bread lom the other day, so I really don't know what it is. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I do apologize because I forgot to film the rest of the meatball subs, but that's what they look like. So anyway, I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe through the 4th of July, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.